following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Arizona, Brother Mike, back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Thanks for tuning into the program today. Today's Bible study, the trans hoax. Got hoaxed. What happened? My goodness. Hey, will you call somebody and tell them the radio program's on? Thank you for helping the ministry. I'll make a couple of announcements as I normally do. This is Brother Mike. I've been on the radio for 19 years now. I am a professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're downtown on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. We have 2 live services every week at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Both are broadcast on our YouTube streaming channel, youtube.com/House of Healing AZ. When you go to the website, please remember to sign up for one of our free seminars or my monthly training class on deliverance and healing. If you know somebody that needs to be healed and they're too afraid to come to the deliverance center, or they live out of state or something of that nature, just send me an email, mike@hardcorechristianity.com, and I will send you the miracle, deliverance, and healing list. If you send me an email today, I will send it to you today. Don't forget to sign up for one of our Zoom deliverance and healing classes. They're Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. You can get that information off the website. Don't forget to hit the PayPal button and send us another donation. Thank you so much. Don't forget about our quarterly children's deliverance services. They are absolutely fantastic. It is so refreshing to see God heal children. You wouldn't believe how satisfying that is. Don't forget about Sister Karen. She's on the homepage of the website, ready to list your house for sale. Trans men is a hoax, and it just got hoaxed. I don't know if you remember this, but a weightlifter who is a trans woman competed in the Olympics in Japan, and he or she didn't medal, but there was quite a controversy about it. And the International Olympic Committee initiated a research project on trans women. And the report came out a few days ago. I thought I would share it with you. And it says, quote, currently the IOC allows male to female transgenders to compete in women's events provided their testosterone remains below a certain threshold, 10 nanomoles per liter, for at least a year before international competition. A mole is an amount of substance that contains a large number of molecules or atoms. A nanomoles. I know this is going to sound strange, but it's 6 followed by 23 zeros, if you can believe that. A nanomole is 1/billionth of a mole. Yeah, so what we're talking about is what scientists use to measure testosterone in a human being. They measure it by the liter, and a liter measures fluid volume, as you know. Obviously, it's a little bigger than a quart. So doctors measure testosterone in nanomoles per liter. The code is NMOL/L. And the normal healthy range in males is somewhere between 9.2 to 31.8 NMOL/L. It is about 10 times lower in women. Okay? Normal levels of testosterone in women are between 0.3 and 2.4 NMOL/L. What am I talking about here? It sounds nuts, but it's just simply a way of measuring testosterone in a human being. Okay? And the IOC had previously said that 10 nanomoles, is okay for a trans woman to have, even though it's way above the normal range for females. The whole concept of it was ridiculous and unfair to women, period. End of story. Here's the report again. Quote, a long-awaited comprehensive report released last week concluded that male to female transgender athletes do, in fact, have a competitive advantage against biologically female athletes, and that it is impossible to guarantee both safety and fairness if trans women are allowed to compete in women's events. No kidding, Sherlock. Boy, you did a good job investigating that, didn't you? Wow, we got a bunch of geniuses running the IOC, that's for sure. Rhodes Scholars everywhere over there. Quote, the report released by the United Kingdom Sports Council's Equity Group, which includes representatives from sporting organizations across the UK, took 18 months to compile information through hundreds of interviews, dozens of people and organizations. The group found that transgender athletes have an unfair advantage in female sports, and that advantage remains even when testosterone levels have been reduced, according to the United Kingdom's Daily Mail newspaper. Oh, really? Quote, testosterone suppression, though UK Sport found, quote, does not take away the physical advantages of trans women in female sport. And as such, it is, quote, isn't possible to guarantee safety and competitive fairness in some sports. Current research indicates that testosterone suppression does not negate this physical advantage over females, and so cannot guarantee competitive fairness or safety. Wow, you had to interview hundreds of people and dozens of organizations to come up with that one? Really? Sure you did, because you guys are research experts. Yeah. Okay, folks, listen to me. I want you to listen to me as carefully as you can. This situation is completely satanic. There is no such thing as a trans woman. There's no such thing as a trans woman pregnant and giving birth. Men cannot give birth. That means there's no such thing as a trans male giving birth. That's still a woman. It is not real. It is not real. Okay? Now, as a counselor and in the ministry at the Arizona Deliverance Center, I would do anything I possibly could to help someone who is trans, because in the DSM-2 and the DSM-3 years ago, transgenderism was listed as a mental illness. It is now listed as dysphoria in the DSM-5. Okay? They had no science, no biology, no genetics, nothing. The American Psychiatric Association simply decided that transgenderism was no longer a mental illness, but it was dysphoria, which generally speaking means a person's psychological and emotional dissatisfaction with their gender identity versus their birth identity, their genetic identity. A person is having emotional and difficulty adjusting to the fact that they were born, let's say, a male, but they have this emotional sensation or feeling that they are actually a female. That used to be considered a mental illness for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons. Okay? But the devil got the system changed, and that's what he does. He changes entire systems, entire nations, entire continents through various hoaxes that he specifically conjures up. He simply comes up with the plan of worldwide destruction, worldwide change, and he has battalions to the 10th power of demons working throughout the entire world, implementing these satanic hoaxes. It's all lies. As Jesus told the Pharisees, you are of your father the devil, and the works of your father you will do. For he was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. He does not abide in the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks on his own. He is a liar and the father of lies. You can see Satan's lies running everywhere in the United States, all over the place. He is pumping every system he gets his hands on, filled with lies. School boards all across the country are teaching critical race theory and the 1619 Project, which is a gasping satanic hoax. People are being sucked in left and right to believing things that are not true, that are lies. And lying is the hallmark of our civilization as exposed during the tribulation in the book of Revelation. And I'm telling you, folks, I truly believe this. I never thought years ago that I would have a shot at the rapture, because obviously I'm an older person. You know, I'm closer to 70 than I am 60, let's put it that way. So I never dreamed that I was going, but this thing's going down so fast that I think I may have a shot at the rapture, even at my age. I think the thing is that close. I think we're only a few years away when this thing goes down, because the devil has cranked it up and he is now attacking people's gender in addition to their sexual identity. He is now ruining families and people's lives with gender identity. This can be stopped. 602-636-5800. Demons cause this. They get into the body. They morph the person's sexuality and gender identity during puberty. And once these spirits are removed, the person can be restored. 602-636-5800. You can be healed. You can be restored. You can be delivered from gender and sexual identity disorders.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.